Lesson 174 of A Course in Miracles. This is the 5th review phase, which we're going to be reviewing together. My name is Judith. This is the Qigong support for A Course in Miracles students, and this is part of my website, which is called the Lucid Mind Center. First, we're going to read and review the lesson together. We're going to contemplate what this possibly could mean for us. We're going to think it together. And at the end, I'm going to guide you to a Qigong class, which I have recorded specifically for this lesson. Before we start, let me just remind you to let me know where you're watching from, how long you've been with A Course in Miracles, and also don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you liked it, so more Course in Miracles students can find me. Let's begin. Lesson 174. God is but love, and therefore so am I. If this is the first time you should be together with me, or if you've been watching with me several times, I just want to get this message really over to you. Remember, those words are just words. And these words are meaningless and can become an illusion if you don't understand the meaning you're putting behind those words. So we are contemplating, the main contemplation during those 10 days here is God is but love, and therefore so am I. So you want to be able to contemplate these words, God and love, and what do they mean for you? And who is that I? And therefore so am I. Who is that I? And if you haven't done so, if you haven't done yesterday's lesson with me, I would love to know what the word God means for you. And I will also write it again down today. I will write down in the comments what the word God means for me. And each day I'm writing it down. There is an additional thought to it. When I have my downers, when I go down, then I have got a prayer, which is over 4 pages long, which I have written myself with affirmations. And the first half on that page is only about what do I contemplate God is, and what do I contemplate myself, who am I in this God universe, in this divine universe, in this divine light, which I'm part of and everybody else is part of. So this is the first sentence, and it's really what you want to claim for yourself. You want to claim that word back. You want to claim that awareness back, to remember who is this supreme power and who am I in connection with it, and where is this supreme power. Supreme power is within you and is all around you. And you are it. And that is what you kind of want to become aware of during those 10 days. It's not something which anybody wants to force on you, but just contemplate it. What could it possibly mean for me? And then the first idea of this lesson is from lesson 157. Into his presence would I enter now. So you are entering into that presence of what you believe that God is. And how can you enter into this presence? This is what I said, remember, when we are doing this lesson. You gotta put that presence within yourself. You gotta have to put this presence in reach. Because if you mentally put that presence outside of you, and if you put it somewhere into the future or into the heaven, then you are putting that presence outside of you and you can't claim it. You gotta bring that presence back into it. You gotta understand that your awareness is the presence, and your awareness is deciding: am I within the presence of God, or am I outside of the presence of God? This is a kind of decision you're making. You are claiming it. You are bringing it back into your awareness. In fact, I have actually got a class. I recorded a class for that, where you are observing. Where is your core self? Where can I bring this presence in? How can I step into the presence? So I'm going to suggest you at the end, I'm going to suggest also that Qigong class for you. Into his presence would I enter now. And then in the Qigong classes, which I've prepared for the review, we are first always going to contemplate God is but love, therefore so am I. Then we are going to contemplate the first idea of the sentence. I'm also going to give you some time to connect with your higher self and see what answers do you give, what understandings do you get yourself, what inspiration do you receive for that? Because at the end of the day, this whole exercise we are doing is about awakening the inspiration in you. It's not about me showing you what I know and some of the things I don't even know. It is just, it's trying to inspire you to look for the answers within yourself, because that is where the answers truly are. They are within yourself, because this is your connection to Him, to that presence. Okay? So God is but love, and therefore so am I. And you're going to see at the end of those 10 days, you will have incorporated that. You're gonna be fully aware that God is but love, and therefore so am I, because you are love. The second idea is, today I learn to give as I receive. So what does that mean? Today I learn to give as I receive. So when you receive the awareness that you are the light of the world, when you become aware of this, you are love, you are light, you are an extension of this God. In fact, you are God, you are within God. And God is all around you, or this light is all around you, this light is within you. And not from an ego perspective. And you can step away from the ego and feel this awareness. Then you realize that you are one with nature, that this body is part of this nature, and this whole world, this whole planet, and this whole everything what is within this atmosphere, it is within the universe. It's within that eternal space. And there is an eternal space out there which appears to be physical for us, but there's also a non-physical space. And it's the non-physical space where our mind is from, because our mind is not physical. Our mind is totally abstract, and so is God, and so is that energy. So the light is an interesting aspect in that it can be both abstract, and it also has particles. We have seen that in physics. We have understood that light, for example, a light particle can be either a particle or it can be a wave. It can be abstract. It depends on the observer if it collapses into a particle or if it remains to be a wave. This is the magic about light. This is how light functions, which we have figured out already. We have figured out that light is both a particle or it's a wave, and it depends on the observer of which one of those two it is. But once it collapses into a particle, it cannot return back into a wave, as far as I understand. But I'm not 100% sure about that. So check it up. Okay, so today I learn to give as I receive. So whatever you are receiving and you become aware of what you have received, then you give this away. So it's not something you receive for yourself and keep it for yourself. No, you pass it on. And as you are passing on, you become aware of that flow of the light. You become aware of the wave of the light, because you receive and you give. You receive and you give. And when we're doing Qigong, we are constantly receiving and giving. We are constantly doing the yin-yang. We are constantly coming in and out of light, because this is really what the situation is here. We are in a yin situation. In a yin situation is the darkness. We are in a yin situation, and yet is the yin, the mother on the earth. It is very nurturing. So what we have done here in our human experience, we have separated the nurturing from the light. And this is what the yin-yang is standing for. We have separated it. We have separated the kindness from inner peace. We have separated them all into different entities. And so we are completely confused, because everything is flowing all over the place. So what we want to do is we want to return it all back into unity, and returning it all back into unity is within ourselves. And as we receive this unity, we become aware, receive this awareness of unity again. That is also how we gift it on. We are gifting the forgiveness. We are overlooking it, the confusion. As we are coming out of the confusion back into unity, we overlook the confusion in others. and by that expanding it. So today I learn to give as I receive. And then, of course, God is but love, and therefore so am I. So I hope this little contemplation makes sense, has helped you a little bit. For this particular Course in Miracle lesson, I'm suggesting 2 classes which are for reviewing, and then also one other if you prefer, to actually find the core self within you, to find that space within you. So here you have got a standing Qigong class to review this lesson. Here you've got a seated Qigong class to review. And here you have got a class which is helping you finding the core, claiming that space within you. Let me know how it goes. Love, light and Qi to you.